Recently, the federal government changed the name of the Nigerian Prison Service to the Nigerian Correctional Service, following a bill that was passed by the 8th Assembly. A key provision of the bill in Section 12, subsection 2c, states that a condemned prisoner on death row can have their sentence reduced to life imprisonment after 10 years without being executed. While this does not translate to the abolition of capital punishment, it has, however, raised hope among proponents of abolition of the death penalty.
We also welcome the fact that the death penalty is not carried out frequently, only 7 times in the last decade, resulting in a kind of de facto moratorium on executions. We express concern for the fact that Nigeria continues to have many death sentences, despite the proven fact that this is not a deterrent factor for new crimes to be committed, and that, on the contrary, state violence increases rather than decreases the level of violence in society. Therefore, we urge Nigerian policymakers and governments to be part of the growing worldwide movement, especially also in African countries. The majority of the African Union's member states have actually legally abolished the death penalty or applied a de facto moratorium on capital punishment, to withdraw from capital punishment and to move towards abolition of the death penalty.
Nigeria last executed 3 individuals in 2016. By the end of 2018, there were more than 2,000 people on death row in Nigeria, including at least 46 people sentenced to death last year. Nigeria currently has the highest number of people on death row in West Africa. Crimes that attract the death penalty in Nigeria include murder, terrorism-related offenses, kidnapping, treason, some military offenses like mutiny, and practice of indigenous beliefs in states applying Sharia law. Methods of executions used in Nigeria include hanging, shooting, stoning, and since 2015, lethal injection. Another key component of the bill in Section 12, subsection 8, empowers the state controller of the service to reject more intakes of inmates where it is apparent that the correctional center is filled to capacity. This is in an attempt to solve the congestion problems plaguing the Nigerian prisons. But will this work? A group called the Community of Sant'Egidio, along with their Nigerian partners, took a tour across several prisons in Lagos, Abuja, Enugu, and Port Harcourt to assess the situation.
So what we know from the literature is that there are an abnormal high number of people in the Nigerian prisons awaiting their trial. It's over 2/3, 66. But in the prisons where we were able to visit, it was even 75% of people, so not convicted yet, waiting for their trial, and sometimes for a very long time. And this is, according to us and to international standards, but I think also to Nigerian standards, unacceptable.
Professor Volder further proffered a solution to the Nigerian prison congestion problem.
So that's why we call for a way, an institution of a new body that should ensure that those files flow, even if there is no important pressure by a very powerful lawyer, or as it is now the case, so that people don't have to wait endlessly for their trial. That's about people waiting for their trial.
While the Nigerian prisons remain plagued with several flaws such as congestion, a high number of inmates awaiting trial, cases of corruption, as well as poor rehabilitation of released prisoners, the question remains, will this name change adequately address these issues? Rootstv, Nigeria.